Yeah.
to effects of what that character was going through after that incident. And so it kind of encapsulated a lot of people that survived violence in any way,
Yeah.
not just state sanctioned violence, but also domestic violence or sexual violence, sex trafficked or being labor trafficked. And so I think that's what felt really good for me too, is to be partnered on a project that people could really relate to.
Yeah, yeah. This is very important when the victims, they talk about your project. This is a very important thing. I think a couple of days ago I was talking about that. I said maybe we will win like a best short film in that Swift film festival. But then I said I don't care actually. I don't care because I was a very sharp student when I was kid, so I have always have trophies in my house, and I honestly I don't know where they are. When I started to do films and social cultural things, I was like participating. I have been participating in some cultural things in my hometown. So I got some prizes and things, and honestly, I don't know where they are. It's for me, the people are awards. Their comments are awards. Their compliments are awards. When they criticize your thing, it's for me it's more important thing. Like they just talk about. I just wanted to hear if someone even talk bad about it. I it's very important. Like they watch it. I made something, and they watch it and they are saying something. It's very important to me.
Right. Um, I think something that comes to mind for me also is that just like I sort of gave you the push and inspired you to create Jonah, pushed you to create Jonah, you also pushed me to create Woven back in 2020 and gave me
Yeah,
that feedback. So I think it just goes to show that, the relationships are really important as well,
yeah,
building
yeah.
relationships.
Yeah, it's really important. You need someone in your life as your partner, or as your wife, or as your mom, or your parents, and anybody, your friends. You always need. We as a human, they call it social animals. We are social animals. We always need someone who need to push us to do something. We are like there are a lot of people. They said everyone born artist. So, but we mostly people don't know. We are not aware of it because every single person on this world have a brain, an individual brain. So they are like they need to use it. When you started to use it, but you always need someone. I believe in this that the person will push you to reach to your destiny, to start even you start your journey. You need someone. So it we I think we are very lucky to have each other, so we can create something in future. I hope so.
Yeah, yeah. And I know we've talked a little bit about that, about what that looks like for us and for Woven International. So I think directors, is that 2 years ago? A year and a half ago?
Sorry, I didn't I just missed a part because the net is
I was going to say, I think it was a year and a half ago that you joined our board of directors.
yeah, almost yeah, 1 year and a half ago.
And so that, with that, we started looking at how to shift Woven International's focus
Yeah,
uh, more on utilizing art to
yes,
talk about issues and human rights issues
yeah,
happening
yeah,
that people might. And I
yeah,
know that, well, even before I knew you, back in 2013, because of some work that I did in Pakistan, I had already become aware of the issue with Baloch people and the injustices against Baloch people and a lot of things that were happening there before I even but then when I met you and really learned more about how deeply it was affecting everyone in the community and how
yeah,
much the population didn't even look
yeah,
it's blowing to me. So I think, like you said, especially film, or using art, but especially film, is a medium that can reach a lot of people.
Yeah.
So I think there are a lot of issues, like the issues that's happening to your loved ones and people that you care about throughout the world, that people don't know about. There's individual people and stories
Yeah.
that, especially immigrants, I know, like, the last 7 years of my work, I work specifically with immigrant populations. So there's especially refugees, and there's a lot of stories of people experiencing a lot of hardship, being
Yeah.
immigrant asylees, being refugees in other countries.
Yeah.
And I know that that's also something that you've experienced as an immigrant,
Yeah.
moving.
As a immigrant, I'm here in Italy since 7 years right now. So sometimes I face that discrimination and things, but I have some privilege actually, because the language is very important. Like when you started to talk with the people, when you express yourself, so they just understand you have something. You are someone who can talk or something. But discrimination is, I think, there is always about power. When someone is power and majority, they always do that. In our entire world, they do that. So I faced last year, like I need to find a apartment, and I have really hard time to get an apartment because I was not an Italian, so it was really hard to get a single room.
And
And
all these things, transitioning your own life and creating Jonah time.
yeah, yeah, it was really hard. But for me, I feel like I honestly I feel lucky that I have a heart like art. The art is very important. It can express you can express yourself throughout your heart art. So it's very important to have something. Like I am suffering with all that things which was happening with me. There's something very big happened to me last year. So then I thankful to like you and my art, my family, everything which supported me to come out again to show me that like how to create something. Even I was so down, but I have like to balance myself at the end to create something.
What are some of the issues that you would like to focus on in your, like, have you been thinking about films moving forward, things you want to do, stories you want to create?
Yeah, I always think like even I'm dying with something come in my mind. I had been shot by Liarian gangster. I'm from Liari, Karachi. So when they shot me, so the first thing come, it's really like it's something like film and come in my mind because I always think about things. So I was like, okay, if I will die, I will go to my father. If he will I
Mm.
will remain. I will stay with my mom. So that kind of things always circulate in my mind. I always think, even I always like, even I suffer with something very big, mentally, physically, everything. But I always think about to create something. It's something I think I have a primary in my soul.
Mhm. What are some of the issues that you've been thinking about creating films about?
I mostly about for example, based on mental issues, immigration, and the war which happening in my country. So mostly about that things to create. For me, I also write some like romantic things and even comedy. But I think my main focus is about to create something which will be useful for my people, which show their our all situations, to convey our message to entire world.
And I know that we at WOVAN want to continue to partner with you on that project too. So that'll be
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah.
What about feedback from your family? How's that been?
They really appreciate it. Like first of all, my brother he just called me and said, "Oh, it's really heavy. It's really heavy. Like you really show something really big, and I'm happy you are able to execute it, and you did it. But it's really hard to watch it. It's really
Have
hard."
you negative feedback?
No, no, not at all, actually. Everyone, like every single person talk about, like there are some people they talk about some shots and something, but they asked me actually. Uh they didn't give me a negative feedback. They actually asked me why I did that. There are a lot of metaphors in it, so they were confused, especially filmmakers. So so that's all. Just that.
Talk about some of the metaphors that are in it. I always thought that was interesting. Something that you brought up that I didn't even pay attention to was like how you dressed throughout the film. Tell me about that.
Yeah, yeah, there are a lot of things because I actually, as this we started to talk about which is my more focused and which is I feel more powerful in it. It's cinematography. I studied a lot about it actually. So whatever I know, I always try to mix it. I always have to put my metaphors on like almost every shot. Like everything I create, I try to, it's not just about to composite something like rule of third, leading lines. It's not about just on that. There are a lot of things. For example, you just talk about the dresses. When the first scene is come in, so he has a like sweater with three layers. That means I wanted to show that metaphorically that he is very confused. He is under tortured, like a very heavy emotional like push. Someone is pushing him down with that. So that's why he wears that kind. So there are a lot of things. I choose black and white. So there is a big reason to choose that black and white, not in color, because life is very dark. These people are come from torture cell. There is nothing, just darkness. So it is a metaphor. I use it.
And the same with not speaking throughout the film.
Yeah, because you can't talk like who you talk in torture cells. There is no one. You talk with your own self. You talk with your thoughts. You will talk with your memories. You just lost your words. And like I don't say everyone do that, but there are like if you say majority, then there is a majority is that they lost their words. I met with some torture cell victims. They don't talk for like months when they come back. So they
What
don't talk.
if? And I'm just curious because I don't know. But when I hear all of the of torture on people's mental health, physical health, I think about, what is the support like